What it do, people? It's the MMA guy. You heard it right. Today I'm without a co-host, and I'm gonna do a prediction video for the UFC Perth Ulberg versus Reyes card. So we got a somewhat banger main event, and the card is a bit better than the last couple cards. I would say it's better than Gene Silva Lopez beside the main event. So we're just gonna jump into it real quick. So without further ado, the first fight is Brendo Pericic against Elisha Ellison. And I have no clue who these guys are. Plus, they are heavyweights, so... And they're both 0 feet tall and weightless. They both have no reach and no legs. I don't even know how they're going to hurt each other, so let's just move away from this. We have Michel Montague against Luana Carolina. Carolina 11-4. She's 5'6" against 0-0. 146 pounds against no pound. 69-inch reach against 0 reach, leg reach. Yeah, so she's quite a bit bigger, and she weighs something. So I'm going to pick her to win. But she's 15 ranked, and this girl, she doesn't even have a face, so we're just going to go for the other guys. Luana. Alright, now we have Rolando Bedoya against Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie Mullarkey, who's getting whooped left and right. Got killed by Rufy, who ended up being a fraud, but still, I don't think Bedoya beats Rufy. Okay, they fought at 170 last time. I'm going to pick Rolando Bedoya. He's gritty, and I think he's just going to chin Jamie Mullarkey. Maybe late if he's not super skilled. I'm not very familiar with his game, so we'll just go Rolando Bedoya based stuff. Jamie Mullarkey. And I've heard people say he's durable, so we'll just go with him. And Colby Tickneys versus Josiah Musasa. Okay, this guy fought on a card I didn't watch, but I know he lost to Carlos Vera, who's an old head. Old head came out of nowhere. It was like a -800 favorite or something like that, and he ended up getting KO'd. I think in the first as well. 8-1 against 7-1. You get 5-7, okay. I'm not really familiar, but it was -800. It was a big prospect. But Colby Tickneys didn't do so bad against Alexander Totoporia. So I would go... those fights is just a pick him for me. I have no clue wins. Is there odds on that fight? There's no odds here. I'll just go Josias Musasa. I'd love for Colby Tickneys to win. I think he trains with Volk. Volk's one of my favorite fighters. Therefore, I think he's probably a cool guy. But I'm going to pick Musasa to beat him. I just think it's a more likely bet. And Colby Tickneys didn't have much in the fight against Topuria. Except in the third round. He did win that round, I think. Or something like that. So, okay. We'll just go like that. Next, we have Cameron Roston against Andre Petrosky. Okay. Cameron Roston, he's a Dana White Contender Series fighter. He's 1-1. He's 0 feet tall, but at least he's 185 pounds. He has a big reach advantage, but Petrosky's gonna grapple. I'm gonna pick Petrosky to grapple, to win via control time. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick that. Okay, so he's okay. No, he's not. He has a bad takedown defense. He's gonna get mold. Andrew Petrosky is gonna mold this guy. Yep, that's what I'm gonna go with. But I know Petrosky, but I have no clue who that guy is. I don't watch Dana White Contender Series. Okay, Jonathan Mikalev against Oban Elliott. So for this fight, I'm gonna pick Oban Elliott. I think I'm very high on Oban Elliott. I know he lost his last fight, which I feel like those guys all fought on cards I didn't watch, and I watched like 95% of the cards this year. Anyhow, okay, Oban Elliott, I just think he has volume He's gritty. I'm gonna pick him to win. I've seen Jonathan Mikulev fight against Kevin Doucet as well, and it wasn't really a close fight. He did outstrike him, but I wasn't super impressed with him though. I think he had a lack of finishing capabilities that were shown in that fight. I think so. I'm just gonna pick Oban Elliott. I think he's deeper into his UFC career. He's 3-1 in the UFC. I think Jonathan Mikulev won a fight in Dana White Contender Series and then won a fight in the UFC. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Oban Elliott to win this fight. I think he's just gonna out volume him in that fight. That's what I'm gonna pick. Okay, Loma Lukbonmi against Alexia Tainaro. I'm gonna pick Alexia Tainaro. Let me see something. Okay, and I know Alexia Tainaro. She fought. I don't remember who she fought. I have Jessica Andrade in my head, but that's not who she fought. Anyway, she was like weird and cringy at the press conference. People were at the weigh-ins. People were hating on her, but she ended up winning, and I think like first round sub or something, or second. Maybe she won decision. I'm not so sure. Loma Lukbonmi. I've seen her fight once. I didn't find her impressive at all. So I'm just going to go with Alexia Tainaro. I think she's like a super young fighter. She's gritty. I think she's going to get her. Yeah. These fights are terrible to break down. Okay, Navao Sterling against Rodolfo Bellato. I'm going to pick Navao Sterling to win. I don't think he's super good. But I think Rodolfo Bellato is like gritty. But I feel like he found a way out of his fight against Paul Craig. That was very, very, very weird. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I'm going to pick Navao Sterling to beat him. I think he's probably going to be a slightly bigger. He has some power, decent ends. He's never been defeated. I feel like Rodolfo Bellato is still like a bottom tier light heavyweight. So I'm just going to go Navao Sterling for that reason. I don't know if he KOs him. Could be a decision, could be a second round or third round TKO. I remember in his fight at 315, I was there in person, and I think Navao Sterling, he had a good pace. He doesn't really have a marauder aspect to him or anything like that, but in the third, he's still pushing a good pace, and I think that might get him a finish in this fight. But yeah, Navao Sterling's a pick. I don't know what the odds are on that fight. I'm guessing Navao is probably minus 300 or something around those lines. Justin Taffa against Louis, the 7-5. This guy's 7-5 with one no contest. At what? At heavyweight. Okay. I don't know if I can pick him to beat someone. I guess this guy's good enough to be in the UFC. So he could beat him. Because Justin Taffa is probably one of the worst fighters in the UFC. But he does pull out that big KO at some point in every fight. Not in every fight. I mean in every fight that he ends up winning. I'm going to pick Justin Taffa, but I really don't care about this fight. I have no clue who that guy is. Charlie Campbell versus Tom Nolan. So Charlie Campbell, I know he had a great performance against Trevor Peek. He had a close call, I think, in that fight, but overall he won very good. And Trevor Peek's hard to understand his fighting style. Tom Nolan, he beat Vorslav Borshev, I think. I think that's a fight I saw. He beat him in a striking fight, though. Most of it. I've seen his hands. He's in that one Venom ad, I think. He has good hands. He has good striking. He's going to be a tall, long. He's going to be taller, longer. I think he has some pop. I'm going to pick Tom Nolan to beat Charlie Campbell, but this is one of those fights. Yeah, there's no odds in this one either. Because Charlie Campbell's not small compared to Tom Nolan. He's a bit shorter, but he's one of those like long lightweight as well. What's the reach difference? See, they pretty much have the same reach. I'm still gonna pick Tom Nolan. I was impressed with him. Meanwhile, Charlie Campbell against Trevor Peek was good, but I feel like Tom Nolan would also beat Trevor Peek, and I think he has a higher ceiling. I'm gonna pick him. I think he might find a late TKO or a decision. Yep. I think he also has good ground game, so if he goes there, we'll see. But I'm picking Tom Nolan. Jack Matthews against Neil Magny. Neil Magny is a perfect underdog. Every time he fights, he's the underdog. Jack Matthews is not that good either. This is a fight that Magny can win. The only thing is, will he? I feel like he has a less and less chance to win his fights because he's like getting older and older. I've never really been a fan of Jack Matthews, but I feel like he's solid. He's very fundamental. I'm gonna pick Magny to beat him. Magny to beat him. I just feel like this is a fight that I see, and I'm always like, oh yeah, Jake Matthews, the safe bet. I'm gonna go with him. But I just think the actual safe bet is more so Neil Magny, and the odds are probably crazy in favor of Jake Matthews. I'm guessing it's like minus 200 or something, minus 300 maybe even. But I just think Magny's probably going to get him. He's going to turn it into a clinch fest. I don't see... Jay Matthews hasn't shown pop in his recent fights. I think Neil Magny is going to be able to get in, get the clinch game, and he's going to be longer and be able to maybe hit him with good knees. But I'm pretty 50-50 on that fight, but I'm just going to pick Magny. I think I'm going to edge on the Magny side of things. Jimmy Crute, Ivan Arslan. Jimmy Crute, he's not the worst fighter in the UFC, but I feel like he's the worst fighter that somehow kind of keeps winning. And that's so weird. I think he was even ranked at some point in his career. It's just crazy. Ivan Arslan, I think he lost to Navao Sterling at 315. But he had a gritty fight. I think Navajo's better than Jimmy Crute. He does slow down though, and Jimmy Crute's kind of a pace maxer. In his hometown, I'm going to pick Ivan Arslan. I think it's a 50-50 fight once again. Those are a good matchup. Well, I mean, they're evenly matched. They're very evenly matched. It's kind of like betting on black or red. But I'm going to edge Ivan Arslan. I think he has a power edge. I think that's what I see in that fight. And I think Jimmy Crute's very hittable. And his takedown entries aren't crazy at all. Okay. Jack Jenkins against Ramon Taveras. Okay. Jack Jenkins is a lot denser than Ramon Taveras. Oh, it's at 45. Okay, so that's probably going to change. I feel like I've been seeing Ramon Taveras, and I feel like he looks a bit like a cadaver. And he can't handle damage well when he fights at 35. And now he's going to a higher weight class, so it could get worse. Because he's going to fight bigger, denser people. Like, I was looking at Jack Jenkins right away, and I was like, at 5'7", being this build, at 135, I was like, no, this is a crazy 35 frame. So I'm thinking that makes sense. But then Ramon Taveras wasn't big. He just seems to have an issue cutting weight. I don't know. how good he's gonna do at 45. But he has fast hands. Will he be able to take damage with the leg kicks? I'm gonna pick Raymond Tavares to go up and win. I think lighter man skill is gonna prevail in this fight. I really think so. Because Raymond Tavares had good moments and even beat in a close fight Surrey City, who just won a good fight against Cameron Simon, who I wasn't eye on, but I've seen him win a solid fight. Against Jake Matthews, I think. And Jake Matthews beat Carlo Logren, who's not good, but in PFL is going to be good and everything. So, still okay level opposition. He did beat him. Then Cameron Simon came in, beat that guy. And then Surrey City kind of showed him level in their fight. And Raymond Tavares had a very close fight where he put hands on Surrey City. He damaged him, bloodied him up, and everything. I'm gonna pick Raymond Tavares to let the hands do the work, do the talking, and win a good fight. That was a co-main event. So the only fight left is Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. And now the safe pick, or so they say, is going to be Carlos Ulberg. But I'm going to pick Dominic Reyes to flatten him out. I think to put him out cold. I think Dominic Reyes is going to KO Carlos Ulberg. Gosh, he has such a weird build. But this is the man who has beaten John Jones. This is the one, the biggest weapon at... It's one of the biggest weapon at 205. That's a real thing, though. I think Yuri still beats him. I think Magomed beats him. I think Pereira beats him. I think everyone else he beats. And that includes Ulberg. I think Ulberg didn't look quick against Jan. I know Reyes did lose to Jan, but I think in this fight where he's off a win, good confidence and everything, I think he will be I think he's gonna show levels. I think his ends are really gonna win him that fight. I think he's gonna put 1-2 down the pipe and just KO him. I don't know if he's gonna put him out cold like I said earlier, but I think he's going to hit him, get him to wobble and bobble, and then finish that fight. And I'm thinking he does it early, maybe first or second round. That's what I'm gonna pick in this fight. I'm not super confident about it, but I'm more confident about that than Ulberg beating him. I don't see Ulberg beating him in a decision. Ulberg went very close with Volkan Ozdemir. And at a certain point in his career, Reyes would have lost to Ozdemir like 4 or 5 fights ago. Maybe. But at this point right now, with all the confidence, I think Reyes goes in there and make quick work of a guy like Ozdemir. First round, I feel like. And I'm just thinking that he does the same to Ulberg. It was very much the similar level. The fight against Jan didn't show me another level because I think Jan looked super slow. He looked way out of prime. And Jan always looks slow, but this time he just didn't have anything. It looked weird and he barely beat Jan. Very, 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 very barely. That was super barely. I think Reyes at this point in his career would beat Jan for sure. So this is going to be the pick. By the way, we had over 100 views on the channel. Very happy about that. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. You're going to subscribe. Give me comments on your picks. I want to do something about tracking the picks so that we have those on this event. I could put it on the side as a number or something. Let me know if that's something that would interest you, so that we can keep track of it. Then you can keep track as well, and we can compare or something. So yeah, this is it. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel. We have 2 subscribers, and they're both of my separate accounts. So please subscribe to the channel. And I'm kidding, but yeah, this is it.